First of all, if you can believe it or not, you have about 90 days of school left as a senior here at Hoover. Yeah, crazy, right? You've gone to school for 11 and a half years. You're down to just this. So please pay attention as we go through this. We'll have time for questions at the end. Also, if you have friends that couldn't be here today, Mr. Montgomery is recording this and I'll put it up on just a reminder about just because we're almost done and because you're seniors doesn't mean that we aren't still living our mission here at Hoover, which is to be a community reflective global citizens and make a positive change in the world. I've told you time and again that I think this class does a great job of embodying that, continuing to be positive role models for our freshmen, for our sophomores that really need that push to get them to be what we need here at Hoover. A few reminders for after graduation. These are what you want to talk to your counselors about. They've talked to you about FAFSA. I know many of you have already filled that out. You should do that regardless if you know you want to go to college or if you're unsure. It's just another hurdle to get over with. If you're interested in going to college, please talk to your counselors about scholarship opportunities for you. You are all members of the senior team on Teams, and they post stuff about when colleges are coming to visit, when scholarship deadlines are happening. So just make sure you are checking on those. If you are going to need a transcript for one of your schools that you are applying for, Ms. DeGuy, who's right in the back over there, her office is in the main office. She is the lady that can help you with all those. I believe you get 5 transcripts for free, and then every one after that costs $3. So you just need to talk to Ms. DeGuy about that. If you're interested in playing sports when you go to school after this, just make sure that you're talking to Mr. Burke or one of your coaches, because there's some hoops that you have to jump through in order to do that at the next level. In case you don't remember, your counselors, Mr. Dean, the beginning of the alphabet, Ms. LeBanks, the middle, and Ms. I think that's from last year. Ms. Stribling's the end of the alphabet. Okay, now here's some kind of more important things as we get closer to graduation. All of you need to go through the CPR class. If you're enrolled in PE, as long as you go to PE, they will take care of that. If you are not enrolled in PE or have some sort of exemption, you need to talk to me because we need to figure out a way for you to get certified in CPR. The last 2 years, they've been able to do it on Canvas, but that is not an option anymore. So we have to figure out what we're going to do in order to get you certified in CPR. It's just another requirement for graduation. We are going to have our next meeting at the very beginning of semester 2, so the end of January. In that meeting, you are going to get your fee sheet for Hoover High School. So you have to pay those fees in order for you to graduate. The big ones are, if you lost a computer or a hotspot the past 2 years, those are expensive, and you need to cover that cost before you're able to graduate. Some other things that are on there, there's a book fee that's $70 every year. It covers the cost of having books, having computers, things like that in your classroom. So if your family hasn't kept up with those, they can add up. And so we decided that we're going to show that to you at the beginning of semester 2, so we're not waiting until the end of May for you to figure out that you owe $200 in order to be able to graduate. So you're going to get that in the beginning of semester 2. I don't think I've started this yet, but Ms. DeGuy is also in charge of your diplomas. And so I'm going to send out a form where you are going to verify the spelling of your full legal name that's going to go on your diploma. So first, middle, last name. It has to be your legal name. It can't be something that you go by. Okay? So if you do want to switch your name, get that taken care of before we do your diploma. Right outside of here is a bulletin board that has everyone who has not got their measurements for their cap and gown that has not purchased a cap and gown yet. I only included people on that list that have a pretty good shot of graduating in May. I know there are people in here that you already know that May graduation is not an option for you, and that's okay. Maybe it's summer school, maybe you're gonna have to go to another semester next year. If you are part of that group, I did not put your name up there, just because you don't need to get a cap and gown. It doesn't need to be another thing you're thinking about right now if you're not gonna need it in May. But I would like you to check that list to make sure there's about 100 of you on there that have yet to order it. And the reason that's important is because the cost goes up by $5 this Friday. And then in January, it goes up another $5. And so the earlier you get it taken care of, the cheaper it is. If you just want the cap and gown and what you need for graduation, $75 is what it costs right now. So it'll go up to $80 on Friday. Also, graduation date has been set. It's Sunday, May 29th at 10 a.m. at the Knapp Center at Drake. I've had people ask me about if you're allowed to bring as many guests as you want. Everything, or I have not heard anything that has told us that we are limiting the amount of people in the Knapp Center. So like last year, they could only bring 5 people with them. Everything I've heard is that you can bring as many people as you want. But I'll let you know if I hear different than that. Also, if you are interested in being a speaker at graduation, you need to talk to me about that so we can give you the rubric and plan for that. Here's what the bulletin board looks like. It's right out there. This is from last year, but you can see we have probably about 40 people that still need to do their measurements, 100 people that still need to order their cap and gown, and about 150 that still need CPR. I sent you speaking of cap and gown, last week I sent you an email from me that gave you directions on how to order it online. Took screenshots and put links in there. It's really easy to show you how to do it. If you do not have a debit or a credit card, you can pay in cash as long as you have exact change. So if you have $75, or next week if you have $80, you can bring that in, give it to me, I'll give you a receipt, and I will get that cash to Herb Jones. If cash or if money's an issue, please just talk to me and we'll figure out how to make that work, whether you just pay a portion of it or whatnot. But we want everybody that wants to get a cap and gown and graduate with Hoover, we want you to be able to do that. All right. Now we have to get to kind of the nitty-gritty of if you are going to graduate in May or not. I've talked about this a number of times already. There are classes that you must pass in order to graduate in May. Personal economics, government, English 4 are the big ones. I am in communication with Ms. Stockton, Ms. Greif, Mr. Nellum, Mr. Davison, those teachers to make sure that they're letting me know if people are passing or not. Personal economics alone, I've gotten about 25 names of people that, at least right now, is looking like they are not going to pass the class. If you fail personal economics, lucky for you, there's a second semester that we are able to put people into that class. But if we get to second semester and you fail it, you will not be graduating in May. Okay? I've said this before, I hate having that conversation. I had to deal with 4 people last year that really thought that they were going to graduate in May up until that last day. And I kept telling them, you're failing econ, you're failing econ. Oh, don't worry, Mr. Fry, I got it taken care of. And then it turns out that they failed econ. And so they had to come to summer school and take the class and then graduate in August with everybody else. Okay? Please do not put yourself in that position. The most important thing that you can do is show up to class. Out of those 25 names that I got for personal economics, about 22 of them had missed class more than 10 times. Okay? The other 3 were just struggling and they're probably going to pass. Your teachers do not want to fail you. They do not want you to have to stay here another year and have them take the class again. Mr. Nee's in here, I guarantee you he can agree with me on that. But you have to do your part. You have to show up. I'm guessing in Mr. Nee's career, he has had very few students that have gone to every class and failed his class. Okay? You have to actively try to do that. But if you just don't show up, I don't have any sympathy for you on that. Unless you have something that's really going on that's keeping you from coming to school. And in that case, you need to talk to me, you need to talk to Ms. Poole, you need to talk to your counselor, and we can advocate for you on that, right? I will feel bad if there are people that are not able to graduate in May, but I won't feel that bad because we've had this conversation. This is at least the 4th time that I'm telling you this, okay? So please, Econ, personal government, English 4, personal econ, government, English 4 are the big ones, but there are also, you might need a science class. You might need an elective in order to get your diploma. So make sure you're talking to your counselor. The best thing you can do, just show up every day, pass your classes, and you will graduate in May, right? Stop. All right, no, last thing before we go, prom is scheduled for Saturday, April 30th at the Scottish Rite. If you went to prom last year, it's the same location. Your senior board already has a few ideas for a theme. They're going to send that out to all of you. Only seniors will be able to vote on the theme that we're going to have. Our goal is to have that theme by beginning of semester 2. And then tickets will go on sale in April. Last year, tickets were between 30 and 40. I would guess they'd be about that price this year. So if you're thinking about going to prom, it's probably a good idea to start thinking about, I need to save some money so I can buy my ticket, whatever I'm going to wear, I'm going to go out to dinner or whatnot. Okay? All right, last slide, and then we'll go. This is from the Challenger 2 years ago about perseverance, which is what a lot of us need, especially at this time of the year. We can see that end in sight. We just have to keep sticking to it, which means showing up to school, going to class, asking for help if you need it. That is how you're going to finish this. I hope and I know that all of you are going to go on from here and do great things that you want to do, but you got to get done with what you need to do here at Hoover first. Okay? I know all of you can do it. You just need the perseverance to do it. Okay? All right. Any questions for the group? Otherwise, you all can go and you can come down and ask me any questions that you might have. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Boom!